I know that we usually, those of you that follow, I'm usually over on Unrestricted Paranormal on Wednesday evenings with Danny. He just messaged me and told me that we were moving tonight's stream to Friday night. So I figured I'd go on and come on instead of releasing another video about what popped up the last day or so. I figured I'd go ahead and just stream. Let me go and get everything synced in here together real quick. And there's that. There I is. There's that. There's that. And there is. Boom, chicka, 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 boom. And there is that. So there we go. Hey, Terry, good to see ya. I think you're the first one here, girl. Oh, there's Ian. Good to see you, bud. So, yep, like I said, before I started getting everything synced in together, let me get this screen cleared off here. Freedom, good to see you. I told you guys the other day that I had got a message from, God, why am I sitting off to the side here? Let's kind of fix this a bit. KG, good to see you. I had got a message from the Wounded Minnow that we've been trying to get into since October last year. And I was going to try to schedule them for the 31st. Their response was pretty much, no, we need you right now. If you guys can't come, like, quick, we have to find somebody else. I said, well, how about next week? We can do it on blah, blah date. They're like, no, we need somebody, like, now. That's too long. So we are going out tomorrow night to do the Wounded Minnow Saloon in DeWaljack, Michigan. Hey, Cletus, good to see you, bud. Long time no see, Mr. Buford. But apparently, like I said, there have been a lot of issues at the saloon. Physical contact, machinery just breaking down, machinery that has regular preventive maintenance done. Now, you know, if it's one or two machines in a 1 or 2 week period, that's one thing. But when you have like 7, 8, 9 major pieces of machinery break down amidst a lot of activity, amidst physical contact, amidst whatever's there making itself very readily known to employees, guests, everything. The computer, I don't remember the exact list of everything, but it was the main business computer, the walk-in, the beer cooler under the bar, the pizza oven, the buffet table, everything major to run that business just all of a sudden started shutting down. Now, understand, there has been activity in this place since, well, they first recognized activity in that place 26 years ago when they bought it, but it was very, very light activity. And here in the last couple years, the activity has picked up. They had a group come in last October. They lasted about an hour and decided they'd had enough of the place. They left. We tried to get back in. The owners did not want anybody else to come in because whatever that the other investigators upset continued to affect them for over a week after the investigation. And when we done the Olympia bookstore back in November, December, we had went down and introduced ourselves to them, and they didn't want to do anything. Like I said, last Saturday they got a hold of us and they want something done now. So me, Danny, Tommy, Randy are all going in tomorrow, and we're going to see if we can make amends with this thing. And if we can't, then we are doing a complete blessing on the place. We are purifying the place. We're going to let it know who we are. 4 more weeks and KG can walk again. That's cool. That is cool. I'll tell you guys what, if you like energy drinks, but you don't like that the energy drinks give you, you have got to check out Reign Inferno. This stuff has got it's got the citrulline, it's got branched chain amino acids, it has got low calorie, it accelerates your metabolism, it's got 3 grams of carbs per can, 0 sugar. It's like an energy drink made for diabetics. There's Tommy right there. We are going to shove it straight up that spirit's ass. I don't know if it's going to necessarily be like that. It's like I told you. If it don't want to cooperate, if it don't want to do what it's supposed to do, or what we ask of it to do, I'm going to call it a bunch of really nasty names, and I'm going to grab you and throw you at it, and me and Randy and Danny are going to leave. We're going to go upstairs, we're going to close and lock the basement door, and we're just going to let it have its way with you. After it eats you and gets a bellyache and gets weaker, then we're going to come back down there and challenge it again. Randy is next on the list. You'll come back a new man. I don't know, depending upon that spirit, you may come back less of a man. The basement at Wounded Minnow Saloon, where Boo and Boo Boo Hole clash together. Mussolini, good evening, good to see you. But no, in all seriousness, guys, it's an emergency investigation. It's I mean, these guys are in desperate need, and we don't know what it is. We don't know if it's a poltergeist. We don't know if it's just a very, very unhappy spirit. I mean, you know, like I said, they've been experiencing things for the 26 years they have owned this business. But just in the last year, I mean, things have really increased. Activity has really increased. And they're scared. They're scared. They're concerned. I mean, hey, BS, good to see you. Um, but like I said, I was going to release a video today outlining what's going on. Um, little just changes this week. You know, I try to keep a schedule set in stone, but going out tomorrow night, not being able to start the investigation until 10:30, 11, whenever, you know, I don't know how long we're going to be there. You know, I make no promises about a Friday morning stream. And now that Danny has informed me that our Unrestricted Paranormal podcast got moved from tonight to Friday night, that's going to eliminate a full live stream here. I'll still do a partial stream on Friday night before going over to Danny's stream. But we have a couple really interesting guests coming on, so apparently there was a problem with getting them both on there tonight. So Friday night, very, very cool. Hey Jan, good to see you. You know, if I was still a young dude like Tommy, you know, I would have no problem doing an investigation tomorrow night and then just staying up all day Friday and doing my Friday morning stream and stuff like that. But something tells me we're going to be there for a while. And I'm not a young man no more. I can't do the 36 or 40 hours straight up thing anymore. So, no matter how bad I want to. Let me see. Doing better. January 4th. 4 more weeks. And I can walk. I'm doing better. Jan, 4 more weeks I could walk again. They took my stitches out today and gave me a boot. Yeah, but much like the homeless shelter, they only gave her one boot, so she has to like wrap a paper bag around her other foot, so she's got like 2 shoes on. Hey, all sorry, bedtime for the kiddos. It's all right, Freedom. Family always comes first. Go take care of them kiddos. Adam, good to see you, bud. You know, and I've told you guys many times, I've never had a broken bone, so I can only speak from the experiences of other people. Templar, good to see you, bud. I think the worst part of having a broken bone, having a cast or something, is not being able to actually take a bath. I mean, and especially with it being the left or your left foot, you're going to have to sit in the tub so you can keep your left leg up on top of the tub just so you can bathe, and I know that's got to be uncomfortable. I was meaning if I missed anyone, okay, Frida. Well, I can help out with that, girl. I'll put to you this way. It hurts like a bitch. I'm sure it does. I'm sure it does. And that's one thing I like about our garden tub in our bathroom. It's deep enough you can relax in the water, but it's not tall enough that you can't easily lift your leg up. But the bad thing about it is, if it was my left leg, I'd be having to sit up all crunched in a corner because that's where our faucet's at to get my left leg up. Now, if it was my right leg, I'm fine. You know, I got the whole back of the garden tub to lay against. You know, it's got that nice slopey back to lay in. You can flip your right leg up on the edge. And of course, with Ralph and George, it's never easy because they'll be up there slapping your foot. I never in my life ever seen two cats that are that scared of the water. But when you're washing your hair, they have to slap your wet hands and slap the water as it's pouring out of your hair. But you let water get in their face or something like that, they shit on the ceiling and they run and hide under the bed for like an hour. When I had a broken foot, I took a bath at the sink. Where's Tommy? Thought he was. It's hard telling. It's hard telling. He's probably still lurking around in here. You never know. But no, I'm really looking forward to this investigation. But like I said, when Danny informed me that we were moving the live stream / podcast to Friday night, I kind of felt obligated to come in here and get on for a little while, explain to everybody what's going on. We are 15, 16, 17 away from getting that little community tab thing again. So as soon as I get it, it's going to be much easier to post notes and messages to everybody and stuff. Upcoming investigations, schedules, shit. Mr. Fishing, hope you're doing well today. Hope you're enjoying your vacation with the boy down there in Cherokee. I really enjoyed that phone call this morning. That really made my day, man. That really made my day, hearing from you, you know, sitting out there at your hotel in Cherokee, looking up at the smoke on the Smoky Mountains. That really started my day off right. That really made my day. They told me I can take a shower, but not a bath or anything, but I can't stand in the shower. What the hell are you supposed to do? Lay over the edge and just like spray yourself, or how's that work? Chair reminds them of fish. That's possible. Oh man. What a day, what a day, what a day. You're gonna make me cry. I wish I was there with him too. To be honest with you, I'd love to go back to Smokies again and hang out for a few days. I mean, the way he was describing the Smoky Mountains this morning almost brought a tear to my eye. It has been years since I have sat and watched the smoke move across the Smoky Mountains in North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, even extreme eastern Tennessee. And I mean, that's just the foothills. What's really cool is, you know, not very far from Mom and Dad's house is Fall Creek Falls State Park. There's a couple of beautiful falls down there, and it's really pretty to go into the park early in the morning. So that's my mom used to drive down there, and she would take a book with her, and she would sit and read for most of the day. Usually on the observation deck across the valley from the falls. You're only about two or 300 yards from the falls, but it falls to sit there and read early in the morning, and you could see the fog right above the top of the falls, so it blocked off the mountains going down the valley and stuff like that. But it was so pretty watching the river come out from the fog and then fall that, 200 feet straight down into the valley below. Yeah, very pretty at sunrise. Beautiful. I love to watch the sun cutting through the fog, or cutting through the smoke. We're going to call it the smoke since they are the Smoky Mountains. When the sun starts to come up and really brightens the sky, and you're watching that light kind of beaming through the fog. I mean, I always imagined, if there really honestly was a heaven, that would be my idea of what heaven would look like right there. Trees as far as the eye can see, waterfalls, the sound of those falls crashing below. To me, that's heaven. Used to drive through during that time. Loved night driving. Freedom, I did too when I could drive. I did too. The last long trip that I took was from Indiana to Tampa, Florida, and I drove like 18 straight hours. We left late in the evening when me and my buddy got off work, and I drove all night long, all morning long. The only time we stopped was to gas up, use the bathroom, and eat, and they were all at the same stop. And we just kept right on a rolling. Couldn't do that now. I mean, diabetes, an unhealthy bladder. I'm having to stop every 2 hours. Back then I could go 6 or 7 hours between stops. Picked up a beautiful knife made by an elder tribe member. We'll send pics, deer antler hand carved, chef face with turquoise brass, pass it down to kids. Very cool. I love antler handled knives. I've always loved antler handled knives. The knife that I carry around that's got the carbon fiber handle, if I could find a nice piece of antler, nice piece of stag, the button, and then part of the curve of the antler coming up from the button, I'd bust that carbon fiber off there and mount it. We hit bad traffic. It was horrible with my kids not happy. We always had games we played, and I know families have kind of got away from card games and stuff like that when they're traveling. Kids have their devices, and some SUVs have got independent headphones you can plug in the back. Kids can watch videos or whatever. We used to have card games. I remember we had this one travel card game that we played that I think there was like 150 cards in the deck, and you had police cars and fire trucks and tractors and barns and cows and chickens and all kinds of stuff on these cards. And I think you had 10 cards that was dealt out to you, and the first person to find everything that was on their cards won. So I haven't seen that game in years. I wonder if my mom still got that stowed away in the china cabinet. My dad was from Knoxville. Jay and I wanted to move to Townsend until our daughter decided she was going to start a family next year. Damn kids always ruining your plans. Mayhem, good to see you. Nonverbal son and 3 girls. Wow. Freedom, son, heart and soul are in the Smoky Mountains. Yep, most definitely. Grandbabies do that. Tennessee is beautiful. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yeah, it was an unscheduled thing, Mayhem. It's like I was saying earlier off. Danny and I normally do Unrestricted Paranormal. We do it live on Wednesday nights, and then the podcast is officially online on Sunday night. And he just messaged me at a little bit after 7 and said we were going to move it till Friday night. But with that happening Friday night, and we have that emergency investigation at the Wounded Minnow Saloon tomorrow night, and God knows how long we're going to be there. There's a good possibility I won't be doing a Friday morning live stream because I'll still be sleeping. And I'll do a partial live stream on Friday night starting at 7, but I'll have to leave at about 7:45 to go over to Danny's stream, which we can do a raid over on Unrestricted Paranormal. There's no problem with doing a raid, me going over there to co-host and bringing you guys with me. You might come to find out we talk about some stuff that you really like. I know we got two guests this week, and from what I understand, Danny's known them both for a while, and both of them are very intelligent people. Oh, I know you will, Jane. I know, I love doing the trivia too, Freedom. I love doing the trivia thing, and I especially love it when we kind of, hem-haul around and have fun doing it. In case you guys haven't noticed, I'm very, very seldom a serious person. I like to laugh. I like to have fun. I like to see other people having fun. And, well, this is a good outlet. So that's pretty much the gist of everything that I wanted to talk about. Doing the investigation tomorrow night, possibly still being sleeping when it's time to do the live stream on Friday morning, because we don't know when we're going to get home Friday morning. And then only doing a partial stream on Friday evening so I can get over there and co-host with Danny. I love meeting these new people. He's not had anyone on there yet that I didn't like. I mean, we've been invited on a professional Bigfoot hunt. We are meeting a lot of new, large paranormal investigators. Dorman, good to see you. About your investigation tomorrow night. Happy hunting. We don't know what we're going to find. We don't know what we're going to find. I really appreciate that. Like I said, Wounded Minnow Tavern was bought by these folks 26 years ago. This is the first tavern my wife ever legally drank in at 18 years old. Um, 18 years old. Um, but they've had things going on since they purchased the place. So we don't know if it's a residual energy because the people that owned it before left several boxes of things in the basement. Um, the ground, it's got an old Michigan basement, an old stone basement underneath it. And there's a very good possibility that the place could have been a speakeasy, a hotel. It's right by the railroad tracks. So there's a very good possibility that um, let's just say some of your less desirable individuals back in the 20s and 30s stayed there. Um, the ones that wanted to stay away from South Bend or Mishawaka, Indiana, or Niles, Michigan. The same train line goes up through to Waljack. And being a very small town, they were less likely to draw attention to themselves, but still take care of business. The gentleman who built this building was a Freemason, an Odd Fellow, and I can't think of what else it was. He was a major architect from the Chicago area, but he belonged to another social organization that has got one of those mysterious pasts. So we don't know what we're going to find there. We don't know if it's an angry spirit because of all the changes and the noise and things like that. I know over the years they have seen a spirit moving from the dry storage area across the hallway into the kitchen area. I know they've had a lot of very troubling noises and shadows and feelings in the basement. Good citizen. Howdy, howdy, howdy. I know that waitresses have seen and felt physically and their senses. They have felt things there, plus they have been felt by things there. Customers have reported feeling like they've been touched or hearing things over their shoulder to turn around and think one of their friends is fracking with them and nobody be standing there. Women have reported having their hair stroked. So until we sit down with the owners tomorrow night and interview them, we're not going to know what we're getting ourselves into. Now, the other investigation coming up in 2 weeks, the South Bend. All right, ma'am. You take care of yourself. Enjoy dinner, and we'll catch you later. Mark done a preliminary. I don't want to say an investigation. He went out there, he located some of the older graves, the Revolutionary War graves, the Civil War graves, 1812 graves. We found some very interesting stuff out there. South Bend has got this thing called the Race. And it takes place on the river going through South Bend. It's like kayaks and canoe races and stuff like that. Well, they were originally going to do one on the side of the cemetery. And where the stone bridge is at in the cemetery, on one side of it, where they filled in the river, you've got graves and stuff. On the other side of the bridge, you have got like a 50-foot swatch with no graves whatsoever. Straight line going off from the bridge into the tree line. um, empty, empty mausoleums, big name families in the South Bend area who built mausoleums to have their family interred in and just didn't. So they've been sitting empty for 75, 85, 100 years. Um, many, many weird stories. Now, the biggest story that we can't figure out, this place has never been investigated. It is the oldest cemetery in the city of South Bend. Even before South Bend was a city, this place was being used as a cemetery. No other paranormal investigator has or will go into this place to investigate. And we can't figure out why. Mark has talked to other investigative teams from the area. They want nothing to do with this cemetery. God knows what we're going to get into. Something keeps ding-dinging. What is ding-dinging? I'm getting much dinging. Okay, what's this? Very nice. Very nice. Let me see if I can do this without showing his name. That's the knife that Fishing picked up. There's the Indian head carved into the handle. Beautiful, beautiful. And like I said, that the cemetery investigation is what, 2 weeks away, 2.5 weeks away. Next week, Sunday, Monday, we are going to be not very far from Kalamazoo, Michigan. I can't remember the name of this place. I don't know, we had this conversation yesterday. I keep wanting to call it Chippendales. Bloomingdale's. Bloomingdale's Historic Village. We don't know if this place has any paranormal activity, but the buildings at Bloomingdale's are all original village buildings from the state of Michigan. They were all picked up and relocated onto this site at Bloomingdale's to form their own little village there. So we don't know the history of these buildings. We won't know until we get there where they came from, if anything ever happened in them, if there's any kind of activity there. But I do know there's a doctor's office. And we all know what doctor's offices pretty much were during the late 19th and early 20th century. They pretty much done everything in a doctor's office that we do in a hospital ER now. So depending upon where this place sat in the state of Michigan, depending upon if it was being used during the Spanish flu epidemic of the early 20th century, there's a good possibility there might be some activity there that no one knows about. Now, if you guys will excuse me for a second, I'm going to make a beeline to the bathroom because I came straight in here and sat up to stream and stuff as soon as I heard from Danny. I forgot to use the bathroom. Y'all like talk amongst yourselves and stuff. I'll be right back. And he's back. Gorgeous. Pulling teeth. From pulling teeth to pulling extremities. Well, I kind of got stopped. It was going to be a normal potty break, but for some reason, and I don't know if anybody else has experienced anything like this before, but George, you know, our tiny female kitten, literally, if there is a spot that big that she can see the bottom of the bowl, she thinks her bowl's empty. So when I got done using the bathroom, I had to like move the food in the bowl just to cover that dime-sized spot. And she stuck her nose down in there and she sniffed it, and then she crawled back up on the large container we keep their food in and stood there, and then she turned around, sat down and stared at me and started crying. So I had to get one scoop of food and top off both sides of the bowl, and she jumped right down and started eating. I swear to God, these things are worse than kids. Everything has to be perfect. George is the first kitten I ever seen who will get into the litter box, and if there is one little poop where she wants to poop at, she will literally scoop it up in her hand and drop it on the towel outside the litter box so she can have that spot that she wants to use the bathroom in. Never seen anything like it. Ralph, he don't care. He'll just let shit pile up. He don't care. He'll pile it up. He treats that thing like a Jenga board. You know, he tries to stack his turds. Not Georgie. She's too pristine. She is a little princess who absolutely positively has to scoop out her own poops and put them on the towel. We put a towel underneath it because, I mean, you know, they kick. And you know, there's nothing worse than getting up in the middle of the night in your bare feet and stepping on a bunch of kitty litter. So we put the litter box on a towel. She will literally, she won't put them on the carpet. She will literally scoop them up in her paw and reach over and drop them on the towel if it's where she wants to. Kids. But that investigation, Danny and I are going to be there at probably around 9 o'clock tomorrow night. Tommy and Randy are going to show up probably around 10. Hopefully we can start it around 11 or a little after. But being a tavern, we'll see. Normally on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday nights, the place starts getting super quiet about 10 or 10:30. Just watch. Tomorrow night there'll be people in there screaming, drinking, playing music until midnight. Watch. That's going to be our luck. Of course, we're not pulling it, or we're pulling out all the stops, bringing all the equipment, bringing the laser grids, bringing the laser alarm. We're going to try to break everything out for this one. I want to do these people right. Like I said, they have known my wife 3 times longer than I have, and I want to do them right. I've even got, I've even prepared blessing prayers, St. Michael's prayer for purification. Um, we'll just have to see. We will just have to see what happens. Hopefully we can make amends with this thing and make it understand that no one is there to harm it. No one is trying to push it out unless it will not live, coexist with the folks there. Um, I'll be honest with y'all. I'm a little on edge about this one. I've never had anyone get a hold of me and request an immediate investigation. But, I have full confidence in my team, Randy, Danny, and Tommy, to do what's right. Of course, I'm going to make it, very well known to them that, I'm the glutton. I'm the glutton for punishment. If we have to challenge this thing, I'm going to challenge it alone. I'm not going to run the risk of any of them getting hurt. I won't do it. So, hopefully it won't come to that, though. Hopefully it won't come to that. It'll be an easy investigation. We'll make amends with this thing. We'll find some common ground, and we won't have to worry about breaking out the prayers. We won't have to worry about forcing it out, getting rid of it. We'll see. I am as well, Jan. I am as well. I'm looking very forward to seeing exactly what we get. I know the team that was there back in October got a lot of very, very clear Class A EVPs. They had the Ovilus out working with it. They had their SLS out working with it. They even straight up asked this thing if it knew the woman that owned the bar, that co-owned the bar. It called her by name. It said Jackie, and they made a remark about, so you know Jackie, well, what color of shirt is she wearing? And it says, wear black, and she was wearing a black shirt. It was right after that time that they started seeing a lot of shadows moving around them on the walls without any lights moving or anything. They started feeling things, and they decided it was time to get the hell out of Dodge. Hey, Terry. Good to see you. Hope you're doing good this evening. So like I said, I don't know what we're going to get. Who knows? Who knows? But like I said, if it's this active, all of a sudden, making physical contact, making itself seen, disrupting the flow of things in the saloon, making the equipment break down like that. And it's like I told Danny, if it was one or two pieces of equipment and it was older equipment, then I could understand that. But you're talking about 10-year-old equipment that they do regular preventative maintenance on. They have professionals come in and work on this stuff on a regular basis, changing filters and gaskets and everything else. To have, 7, 8, 9 different pieces of equipment all break down in a week, and then being major pieces of equipment. You know, that's just, yeah, that's more than coincidence. So does anybody else have any cool investigations or things that they got coming up for themselves? I mean, I know we got a lot of folks out here that like to do investigations. Anybody got anything cool coming up? Took my boot off, and oh my God, it feels nice. Yeah, well, just wait till you can take it off and don't got to put it back on. Ever. Hey, I think that was thunder. I'm hoping we start getting some rain up here. It'd be nice to have to mow my yard again sometime before, Thanksgiving or next Valentine's Day. I checked our rain gauge the other day, which is our ashtray that sits on the table out on the deck, and there was like 1 inch in the ashtray. And the ashtray, was like 8 inches around, 10 inches around, and there was like an inch in it. So yeah, not really enough to make the grass grow. I don't have anything historic or paranormal planned right now, but tomorrow I'll be in Goshen and have lunch. Then we'll get some video of the damage. That is actually historic. I mean, if you sit and think about it, the damage that a lot of our states here in the East and everything, or here in the Midwest, that has happened in the last couple months from these storms. When I went down to the gas station yesterday, we found our neighbor right down here, a friend of the wife's. I guess the storm that came through last week dropped one of their big trees on the back of the house, and they had a tree crew down there cutting it apart, rolling it off on the ground. Had no clue. So, that tree was 150 years old, and just the wind come in off the lake and took it right down. Hey, Paul, good to see you. The Van Buren Poorhouse Museum losing 65% of its roof. Places up around Marcellus, Michigan, a half mile swatch of land across a field, completely all the trees laying over. But National Weather Service says there was no tornadoes in the area. It was all straight line winds that came in with such force they just pulled trees out of the ground and laid them over. Down there in Tennessee and Kentucky, a couple months ago, or a month ago. It's terrible. Hey, Elvis. Good to see you, bud. sister-in-law. First time I've seen it. Yeah, it's terrible. It's terrible. And the stuff, and it's everywhere, and that's the bad thing about it. It's not just in Tennessee or Kentucky or up here. You know, Indiana's been getting it, Illinois has been getting it, Ohio's been getting it, Michigan's been getting it, Tennessee, Kentucky. It's been terrible. Out west, the flooding out through Yellowstone and everything. Storms over in the east. We could go tonight. Yeah, it's terrible. It's terrible. Mother Nature is a fickle girl. Don't let anybody tell you different. And for some reason, this year, she has ran out of Midol, or she can't find it. It's fallen down in a couch cushion or something, because she is a straight up biatch this year. The places that need rain ain't getting it. The places that don't need it's getting it in excess. So it's some places it's hotter than a devil's fart. Other places you can get away with having your windows and doors open and never touch your air conditioner. So it's I don't know. I don't get it. I think we're heading for another ice age. We'll see. Exactly. I mean, that's how I feel about it. I don't know about the chill pill thing, but I think Mother Nature seriously needs a Midol and, a couple shots of bourbon, a cold rag on her forehead, and a little bit of relaxation. I mean, I hate feet, but if it'll make her feel better, I'll even rub her feet for her. I'll give her a foot massage. I don't care. When they took my stitches out, got to the bottom, oh my God, it hurt like a bitch. I had tears. I bet you did. Very possible. Very possible this could be Mother Nature's menopause. You just never know. I mean, she's got to hit middle age sooner or later. But yeah, like I said a little bit ago, I'm concerned about tomorrow night's investigation, but I'm very excited for tomorrow night's investigation. Not only is the Minnow one of the most popular watering holes in this area, but by getting there a little early, we get to mingle, with the clientele a little bit. We get to advertise a little bit. You never know. The Waljack, Michigan is a very, very active place. Every single place we've been in around the Waljack has been active. There are stories about that town going all the way back to before the turn of the century. You got the legend of the Sister Lakes monster there. Um, you have got the hauntings from the the train station. That is a turn of the 20th century train station sitting there. Um, you have got the Haunted Theater. You've got Olympia Bookstore. You've got the Wounded Minnow. You've got Zeke's. You've got some of the churches. There's a lot of activity there, and I really honestly think a lot of the activity stems from how they brought the military in and the civilian militia to push the Potawatomi southward out of that area to where they're located at now. The Indiana military came up and pushed them north out of Niles. Michigan military and the militia pushed them south out of the Wajak, and now they're right in between the two on their own personal reservation. So, yeah, I still can't find you on Facebook. Dan Bertucci, Douglas. You should be able to find it. It's there. I seen it. Of course, the video for tomorrow night's investigation will probably be out Saturday. Um, I'll probably spend the biggest part of 35 or 40 hours editing and going through and analyzing the EVPs and any interactions we get. Who knows? We get a lot. It may even be a two-part video. With a Tennessee frame around it. Now, is that the Tennessee Vols? Are you talking about the orange frame with the big T on it? Or are you talking about a Titans frame? I kind of figured. Vols fan for life. Yeah, my dad's got a Vols license plate on the front of his truck. You could always tell the old man coming up the road. Glass packs on a Z71 with a Vols license plate on the front. But that's about all I got, guys. Like I said, I wanted to let y'all know, until we get the community tab, get these last 18 subscribers or whatever, break that 500 mark and get that community tab. I got no way to let you guys know about any changes in the schedule, special guests, anything like that. So I wanted to come live tonight. I wanted to let you guys know that, we were doing an emergency investigation tomorrow night. That might affect the Friday morning stream, and then of course, we rescheduled Unrestricted Paranormal from tonight till Friday evening at 8 o'clock. So we're going to be doing a short stream Friday evening so I can get over and co-host Unrestricted with Danny. And welcome our two guests we got coming on. And then, of course, like I said, Sunday we have got the Historic Village investigation. Next Sunday we have got the South Bend Cemetery, what's called the City Cemetery. And we're still open for the end of the month. Now the weekend after that, I will be down in Muncie, Indiana for my youngest grandson's birthday. We're going to go down there and stay overnight with my sister, who only lives a few miles away from my son's house. And we're going to have a birthday celebration for my youngest grandson. That should be fun. So a portion of any donations that come in between now and then will be going into birthday presents for my grandbaby. Since, well, my only source of income right now. I still haven't heard back whether or not they're going to give me the old channel back and let me remonetize or not. So if they do, we'll run 2 channels. We have Smoky Mountain plates on the front of ours. Jay has the Circle of Life plate, and I have the Black Bear plate. That's cute. That's cute. It's the Circle of Life. Yeah, she'll send you pictures of her ankle, Jan. I was gifted, some very cool pictures of her stitches and her cast or her boot and everything. Luckily I had finished eating breakfast when I got them, so I didn't, ruin my keyboard or anything like that. You know what they say, sharing is caring. Or, in that case, sharing is just laughing your ass off at somebody else's reaction to something. But we are talking KG here, and I did have to make the remark about I hope she learned her lesson about climbing up on chairs and stuff to do things out of reach. And she says she did. I don't believe her. I honestly, I don't believe her. She'll do it again. I've got complete and total faith in her. She'll do it again. She'll be sitting there one day, she'll be looking up there going, oh my God, that is crooked. I cannot, oh my God. And she'll climb up there and she'll fix it, and then she'll brag about it. And that picture is crooked. I cannot have that crooked. See? Yes, I learned my lesson. Mm-hmm. We'll see. She falls down, hurts herself again. I'll be surprised if Mr. Wookie ain't down there tanning that hide. It actually looks pretty good. I mean, I got to be honest about it. It looks really good. I mean, there's still a lot of swelling there. Um, she looks like she's got an incision probably 3.5 inches long, maybe 4 inches long. Um, it looks amazingly good, much better than it did a couple weeks ago. Uh, I was really surprised at how well it's healing. But she's still young too. I mean, hell, I don't even think she's seen 34, 35 years old yet. So she's still a pup. So yeah, it's like I said, the stitches are about yay long in her ankle, but it looks a lot better than it did 2 weeks ago. Yes, my love.
Robin's daughter messaged me. She's gone.
What?
She passed away today. We'll talk about it later. Please don't talk about it on here. We'll talk about it later.
Sorry, guys. Yeah. I don't want to go into a lot of detail. The wife asked me not to, but one of her coworkers passed away. She's been, no, nothing happened to Grandma. One of her coworkers was fighting the big C, and it went into remission, and she was informed at work that it came back and that she wasn't doing very well. And it was somebody that Steph has, we've been to their house multiple times. And I guess that she actually closed her eyes today for the last time. So, like I said, I don't want to go into a lot of detail on request of my wife, but yeah, Steph and her were very close, and it's going to be pretty hard for a few days, especially going to a funeral and stuff like that. So. It's always the good people. It's always the good people. I appreciate it, guys. I really do. I didn't really know her all that well, but Steph was very close to her, and I've watched it affect my wife over the last few days, and she's taken it pretty rough. I will I will let her know. I appreciate it. Like I said, it's going to be a rough few days, especially going to the funeral and stuff. So if I'm out of sorts next week, early in the week, you guys will know why. Wow. And there's the picture of the ankle. Of course, you know, next month we have got Ghosterama coming up. As of right now, I know Jan and Jay are coming up. I don't know who else is going to be popping in. I know we have got mediums coming in. We have got card readers coming in. We have got paranormal teams coming in. Of course, with the damage done to the Poorhouse Museum in Van Buren County, it was moved to the Paw Paw Playhouse, which is a 100-plus-year-old church. They're converting into this playhouse. We will be doing an investigation of the church after hours. Of course, we're going to do a guided tour of the church during hours, and then after hours will be an investigation of the property, the church and property. We're going to have the car show there. We're going to have the Great Lakes Ghostbuster Coalition there. We're going to have the Kalamazoo Ghostbusters there. We are going to have spooky vendors. We're going to have live entertainment. We're going to have food vendors. Next year, we are looking at doing more than one Ghosterama. Depending upon the success of this one, if we have half the success that it looks like we're going to have for this one, next year we are looking at doing multiple Ghostoramas. Possibly one back at the Van Buren Museum, possibly one there at Paw Paw, possibly one at the City of David that we investigated here a few weeks ago over in Benton Harbor, Michigan. That will be a cool investigation to do. Because I am here to tell you that the City of David is darker than the bowels of hell in the middle of the night. And you hear all kinds of stuff out in those woods. But of course, don't forget, they have had shadow animals out there. They have possibly a native burial ground out in those woods. Native remains were found at one time when they were dredging out the springs. There have been deaths on the property. There was a drowning on the property. Not to mention the elemental that lives at the far east end of the property. That's going to be a fun place. No, we have not decided yet. I've not looked that far in advance, but we will figure something out. Even if we go to, Prospect Hill Cemetery, right there in Paw Paw. That place is spooky. That place is spooky. But if you guys don't mind, I'm going to go in there and I'm going to comfort my wife. She's really kind of sort of in the need right now. I was hoping to make it till 9, but with this news, I think I need to go in there and spend some time with her. So, remember, tomorrow night we'll be doing that investigation. Depending upon when we get out of there, will all depend on whether or not I do a Friday morning live stream. Friday evening will be a partial stream. We'll end about 7:45 and then go over and attack Unrestricted Paranormal. Hang out over there while I'm co-hosting with Danny. And then Sunday, back at it with the investigations again. So you guys all have a good evening, have a good day tomorrow, and we'll catch y'all on Friday. Y'all take care of yourselves, take care of each other. God bless you, God love you, I do. We'll see y'all later.